Hi, everybody, and welcome to my space. Happy Tuesday. Here we are. It's a Tuesday. It's a gorgeous Tuesday here. Um, I've been loving the weather this week. We have had some rainstorms most days for the last while, and I love that. So, when I lived in Colorado Springs before, so that was I moved here when I was I don't know, 10 or I don't remember. So 10 or 11 until I graduated from college. And I loved it because it rained just about every single day. It's like every day about 1 o'clock, the clouds would roll in and we'd have this beautiful big thunder rainstorm. And then it'd go away and it'd be gorgeous outside. And we've been having that for the last few days. And I have to tell you, like, I love it. I love it. So if you're here, if you're joining me, thank you so much. Say hi. So, we're talking about the moon tonight, right? And we are in the midst of a full moon cycle. So the actual full moon takes place, I think, at like 9:30 a.m. on, ooh, my hair's a little bit crazy right there. 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, the 23rd. And I always talk about the fact that I believe and I feel this is not just something that I go, oh, this sounds good. But I always feel that we are in the midst of the moon cycle for 3 days before, at least, and 3 days after. And so we don't necessarily need to worry about being right on the day. Like there's a little bit of wiggle room. Sorry about that. Not worm. Might be worm, but I don't know. There is a little bit of wiggle room. So we don't necessarily want to be worried about being right on the day at the exact time to do what we want to do. So, we can engage with the moon's beautiful energy and be in that space before and after, even. We have the opportunity. So, oh, JoJo's wanted to talk to her friends. Hey, okay, Joe. So, hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so I want us to start, even though, hey, Joe, quiet, good, quiet, good, quiet. Um, I want us to start today with a little bit of quiet. So I want us to really connect with this moon's energy. And so, what I'm going to ask you to do is to place your right hand on your heart, not your heart center, but actually over, like on your heart. I'm going to put it under my pearls. And then take your left hand and put it on the top of your head. And let's just take a few moments to breathe. The full moon is all about releasing, letting go of what no longer serves, letting go of what's not ours. This can be things that we know and are aware of. This can be things that we're not aware of. Um, Wherever we're at, it's okay, right? If we know it, if we can name it, perfect. And if we can't, it's all right. We don't need to worry about that. We just want to let it go. So as we breathe nice, deep, in through the nose, belly breaths, and out through the nose, exhales if you can. Let's imagine on the inhale that we're bringing in abundance. So, this is abundance in any way and in any form. And it can again be something that you're aware of, and it can be something that you're not aware of. Let's just hold the intention to bring abundance. And on the exhale, let's let go of whatever is keeping us from our highest good. And I want to bring that in to close focus even a little bit more. And I'm going to say, let's let go not only of what's not in our highest good, but let's let go of whatever is keeping us from connecting to our highest self. It really is the same thing, but words matter. So inhale abundance. Exhale the clutter that's keeping you from connecting to you, to the real you, the true you, the authentic you, whatever you want to call it, whatever helps you feel best about it. Right hand on heart, left hand on head. We also don't need to be worried about right now thinking about what it is we want to let go of or what it is we want to bring to ourselves. We just want to breathe in abundance, exhale the junk. This can be stuff that's yours, might be ancestral debris that you're holding on to, carrying for them. Two more nice deep breaths. And when you're ready, gently, gently open your eyes. That felt good. That was a nice way to begin. Hi, Patricia. Welcome. And again, if you're here, let me know that you're here. So, the full moon. So, I always say this. I don't pay a lot of attention to the specifics of the moon cycle. And what I mean by that is I don't necessarily pay a lot of attention to what sign the moon is in, what's going on, all that. I'm just concerned about the cycle of the moon. And when we're in the full moon, it's all about releasing, right? We're releasing, we're preparing for the next moon cycle that'll come in 2 weeks. That is all about intention, right? So that is when we set intention and we set goals and we plan, right? And then we're in this space right now of cleanup. And I really love this moon in May. I've always loved the moon in May. We're a little over halfway through the spring season, and spring is all about new birth and new life and all of that. But in order to really be able to harness that, to connect to that, to enjoy it all, we have to be in cleanup mode. And spring is all about cleanup, right? Spring cleaning. I mean, we know that. Like we do a deep clean oftentimes of our spaces because we've been in winter and we've been closed up and we've, had all the windows closed and the furnace on and everything. And Lisa Carberry, who's here, if she's still here, um, she's in Australia and you're moving into winter right now, right, Lisa? I think because different hemisphere. So we're moving into summer, you're moving into winter. But so that would make it you're in fall right now, is that right? But I think the same thing still applies when we're moving from, winter and summer are kind of the anchors, right? And the seasons that are in between are the time of cleaning up. In fall, we're harvesting, right? We're bringing everything in, we're preparing for the dormancy of winter. But where I'm at, we are cleaning up and preparing for summer, right? Which is all about fire and the solar plexus and all of that. But so this moon, though, it's called the flower moon because we've got a lot of flowers blooming, right? So people usually name the moons after what's going on in that month. The Native Americans also called it the milk moon and the hair moon because it's very, very connected to fertility and nurturing, right? And this is the time when we really want to start thinking about abundance. And what I love about it is we're in this season that's all about air, right? Air is the element that governs the spring season. And air is all about our thoughts. And so this is a really wonderful time to get clear and to do some cleanup of our thoughts because our thoughts can get pretty mucky. They can get pretty cluttered and they can get pretty bogged down with a lot of, critical thinking, over analyzing, being too much in the human aspect of trying to figure everything out, right? Which is it's a place that we inhabit. And oftentimes it can feel very, very comfortable. But that's not what we want moving into the next season, whichever it is, whether it be for, summer for us in the Northern Hemisphere or winter for those in the Southern Hemisphere. We want to clean it up. We want to move into the next season in a really, really grounded way. And I can't remember when I think it the 25th that is the moon in um yeah, I think it's around like maybe the 21st of June, something like that. But, so we're moving there and it's like a month away, right? And so um we really want to be mindful of that, of cleaning up to move into the next cycle and to really move into the next season with the ground prepared. Like that's what I always think of with the moon cycles and the seasons is like a garden or the earth that we prepare for a garden or the earth that we are cultivating after we've harvested. We really want to be aware of the cleanup. It's necessary to move into that next season. And summer is all about fire, and fire is action. So we want our action to be effective. We want it to be intentional. We want it to be productive. We don't want it, and we want it to be balanced, right? We don't want it to be too much and we don't want it to be too little. And so, in order for us to move into that season balance, we've got to do what spring is calling us to do, which is clean up and do the things. So, Elisa says, yep, moving into winter here and temperatures sure reflecting this. Oh boy. Well, I don't love the heat. I don't love the cold. I'm kind of a baby when it comes to all this. I like it just right, like Goldilocks, right? I'm like not gold, but I'm like Goldilocks in that way. Um, but I am learning to enjoy each season for what it offers and what it brings and to try to deepen into it. So, okay, guys, I've got some cards to pull for people that want them. If you want a card pull, please let me know. Mm, mm. Ooh, sorry. I just needed a little spritz of this. I made a custom blend for a client, and I made it specifically for her. I was feeling it come through. She didn't ask me necessarily for it. I said, I feel like this is coming through for you, and may I make it? And because, I always, 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 whenever I make a custom blend for somebody, which did you guys know that I do that? I make custom blends for people all the time. And they're wonderful because they are for you right now and whatever you're going through. And they're really potent and really magical. But whenever I make a custom blend, whoever it's for, whatever it's for, I always try it myself because I want to know what it's doing. I want to know if it's aligning with my intention of the blend for the person. I want to know, how it sits, how it feels, how I feel, all of it. And so I've been using this, and I've got to tell you guys, oh my gosh, like it is one of my favorite blends that I have created in a long time. I got to tell you, it's patchouli, peppermint, rosemary, ginger, basil, and lemon. And every time I use it, it's like this warm hug, and I'm just loving it. And it's really works great for your heart center and for your solar plexus. And it's really great for easing burdens. Like if you're feeling burdened, it helps with that. So it's beautiful. So I got to use a little bit more. Can't get enough. Okay, so I see Claire would like a card. Wonderful. Lisa would like a card. Wonderful. Pat would like a card. Beautiful. And guys, if you're on Facebook, I'd love it if you wouldn't mind like sharing this video or inviting your friends to come, because the more people we have, you know, that's good for them. They're going to get a reading. It's good for me and my algorithm, and I appreciate it. So thank you. Okay, so before we start with the personal card pulls, I want to let everybody know that I pulled a card just for the collective, right? I pulled a card to help us to get some insight just as a group, right? We're going to do the individuals, but this is just for the group. And I used the Power Animal Oracle cards by Stephen Farmer, which I absolutely love. And what I chose was salmon. Okay. And this is all about determination. So it says, you know where you are going and you will get there. Hi, Belinda. I would love to pull a card for you. Oh my goodness. I saw Belinda. I had the honor of spending some time with Belinda today. We had our monthly book club, which is so much fun and awesome. And Belinda brought the most incredible strawberry rhubarb dump cake. And it was so delicious. All the food was good. I mean, you guys, I can't believe it. Sometime I'm going to take a picture before we all dig in and share what we have. We all chip in and bring stuff, and it's always like the most incredible food. So it's such a gift to have this group of ladies and these awesome books. Oh, and I got to share with you guys. Sorry, I'm going all over the place here, but this stuff is just flowing. So I'm going to put this in. And I don't know who the author is, but and that might not show up on Facebook. Darn it, I'm sorry. But the book that we read this month was called Horse, a Novel. And I cannot recommend it enough. If you are an animal lover, if you love horses, it is so beautiful. It was so touching. It literally brought me to tears a couple times because it was so incredible. And it's about a real horse. That's the wonderful thing. The horse was named Darley. Is that right, Belinda? Um, Initially, his name was Darley. Then his name was changed to Lexington, and he like broke records and won all sorts of races, and then sired all these offspring that went on to win a bunch of races. And it was hard to read a little bit because sometimes they aren't the kindest to those racehorses. It was a challenge, but it is the most beautiful book. So I highly, highly recommend it. We always have incredible books. Like the women in this group are master book choosers. And so anyway, all right, so let's get back to salmon. I'm going to read this for the collective. Sometimes it seems easier to just give up in the face of adversity, especially when the struggles you face feel overwhelming and insurmountable. Yet these trials and tribulations are all part of your spiritual path and are necessary to make you stronger and more capable at dealing with life's unpredictability. And boy, isn't that the truth? We're in the unpredictability, right? We are so in the unpredictability. So I want to read that again. Yet these trials and tribulations are all part of your spiritual path and are necessary to make you stronger and more capable at dealing with life's unpredictability. The ordeal you're faced with now is not necessarily a light one. And to succeed, it will take a clear intention, a commitment to purpose, and a willingness to stay with it until you've reached a calmer part of the river. Even if you're not sure of your purpose or why you're faced with this challenge or challenges, follow your path in absolute faith, and the reasons will reveal themselves within the process of your journey. Sometimes your actual goal isn't apparent, even when the direction you must go is. You must trust that your direction is being inspired by the deepest sense of your innate knowing. Align your intention with Spirit's intent and let nothing stop you from moving ahead. I love that. And I want to say one thing that goes along with what we've been talking about with this moon and the cleanup that's necessary. When we are in these uncertain times and we feel wonky or we don't know, our compass feels off kilter and we can't really recalibrate it, it is essential, essential, essential that we clean up and clean up and clean up and clean up again and declutter and declutter and declutter again. It's so important. So, what a beautiful message, though. You may not know the purpose, but keep going, right? That's what we got to do, people. Okay. Hi, Terry. Yes, I am still doing them. Welcome. Okay. So we've got Claire's first. Sorry, I'm just going to get all my cards. I'm going to also using The Saints and Angels by Doreen Virtue and this beautiful. Now, I don't use tarot cards very often, but I was at the store one day and saw these mushroom. What are they called? Midnight Magic mushroom cards. And I just fell in love with them. So I use them once in a while. I don't read tarot. So, I do my version of tarot. But it's fun. Okay, so Claire, actually, I'm feeling like we've got to use these mushroom cards for you, Claire. How fun. Is anybody else reading any books while I'm getting Claire's cards together? I'd love to hear. We've got our selection. In fact, Belinda's selection is next month, and I'm so excited for it. And I don't have it yet. I'm getting it. It's in the mail currently. I like to buy the books. I know a lot of people do read them online and do the books. I finally got a library card, so I actually can get a library book now. I'm so excited because when I moved, I hadn't gotten one. But I love to have the book in my hands. I'm old school that way. I still love to write letters and and I'm old school that way. Not that I don't like to read on the Kindle or things, but I like the book. So Claire says she is reading Divine Feminine Fire as research for upcoming workshops she's hosting. It's amazing. Ooh, that sounds great. Tell us, what is that about, Claire? I'm just tuning in. Claire, I keep seeing the number 2. So I don't know if the number 2 means anything to you. And are there 2 people that you're either... No, it's not people. It might be places, like 2 places that you're looking at for working or like carrying your products, your art. But it feels like your dolls too. Claire has amazing dolls, you guys. Ew. Oh, I love that. Also reading 2 books about Hecate, and then it's about creativity and the divine feminine. Oh, wow. I love that. Lisa Carberry is reading Principles of Bioethics. Wow. That's big, Lisa. I love that. I bet you're learning a lot. So Claire, the number 2 and 2 places. So I don't know if this is 2 possibilities of where you could um, commission, like sell your stuff on commission, or just have it feels permanent though. It feels like these your items will be there long term. Um, okay. They feel like locations. Like I'm saying, they feel like stores, or um, one is in your town and one is kind of away. And it might actually be a website, but it feels like it's, I don't know. But that doesn't make sense. Okay, where are the two girls? Where are the two girls? Hmm, let's see. Terry says, recently read The Midnight Library. Ooh, that sounds interesting. And Remarkably Bright Creatures. Both were so good in fiction. Currently reading books on yoga as I'm furthering my teaching. Oh, I love that. And I love that, to take like a break, right? To take like a little break and read some fiction while in the midst of it. I love to kind of pepper it in. And that's how our book club, the book club that Belinda and I are in, um, started, was because I had just recently read a fiction book for the first time in years, because all I was reading was like, you know, self help or educational things, which I loved. But it was like reading a fiction book for a change was such a breath of fresh air. And that's how this got started. And it's been really fun. And I allowing myself that break for like 6 or 7 months really kind of awakened in me this fire now to read again some things for education and furthering in that. So it's been great. Okay, so Claire says, my daughters both live near me, one with me. Okay, might be those. Oh, and that might be what I was feeling, was the one near you and the one not near you. So it might be your daughters, but what do they, are they connected with the business or the dolls or any of that? Because I feel that so much. And thanks, Terry. I appreciate that. Terry says, yes, I agree about the reading. Okay, so Claire, this is the Eight of Cups, and it's the shaggy in cap. Ooh, those are pretty. Look at that. I love those white with all that blue around. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it was in reverse. So let me look it up and see what it says. Where are the cups? I don't even know how they go. Okay, the Eight of Cups. So this card announces that a departure or perceived destruction is a necessary part of your journey. Emotionally prepare yourself for things to get a little sticky, sort of like how the shaggy ink cap um, liquefies itself after secreting a black spore-filled liquid in order for the species to continue on. Ooh, I love that. Reversed, it's dissatisfaction, self analysis, and clinginess. Use your intuition to decide whether this current situation can be fixed or needs to be released. If you set if you see only thorny tendrils, it's time to step away or set firm limits. And what this feels like, that card feels a little heavy. This is kind of why I don't use this is why I don't use tarot a lot, because they're heavy. But it's okay because we can deal with it. We're big girls. We can pull our big girl pants up and do what we need to do. But what I'm going to say is it feels like boundaries is what's called for. And it doesn't feel like it's like these boundaries, they've been ruminating in your mind and you've been feeling like you need to put them in place, but you've been hesitating. There's some fear around it or some hesitancy, which of course there is. Whenever we need to set boundaries, it's not easy, right? And so just tell yourself like it's okay that this doesn't feel comfortable. It's all right. But it's time to do it. And it might be a little sticky, but it's okay. it'll ride. So does that make sense? Do you know where the boundary needs to be set, or what's going on with that? Okay. Let's see. Now we're with Lisa Carberry. Okay, Lisa, I'm feeling the animal cards for you. So again, these are the Power Animal Oracles from Stephen Farmer. Okay, so Claire says, yes, that makes sense. Good. Thank you, Claire. And the piece that keeps coming to me is like, don't overanalyze the boundary, overanalyze yourself with the boundary, and don't be critical of yourself. Like, the more gentle you are with yourself, the more gentle the boundary will be received, if that makes sense. So I think that's what the card is talking about. Like, don't be hard on yourself, right? And thank you, Claire. Thanks for saying it makes complete sense. Thank you. Okay, so Lisa. I see a car, and it's like I don't know what kind it is. It's like a small or a medium car. But is there something going on with your car? Is something like, is it broken down, or your car or somebody else's car that you know, or I'm not sure what this is. I don't know, Lisa. So if you can tell me that. Oh, low water. Now I'm going to use my sacred, guys. I'm just all about the sprays tonight. I don't know what's going on. I think it's because we're in this full moon, and I'm just constantly cleaning and clearing and cleaning and clearing and cleaning and clearing and cleaning and clearing. Okay, so Lisa, does that make sense? Are you still here? And are Pat, Belinda, and Terry still here? If anybody else is on and you'd like a card, and you haven't told me yet, please do. I'd love to pull a card for you. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. Thank you, Belinda. And Pat, thank you. Okay. Okay, so Lisa says, I suspect there's something going on with the car I've had for about a month, but haven't had it checked out yet. Okay, so what I'm feeling, Lisa, is it's not a big thing. It's like it's not a big thing. I just feel like, go have it checked. It isn't a big deal. And it's something pretty, it's like, I don't want to say minor, but it's not a big deal. And then this is going to be fixed, and then it's smooth sailing. Okay. So smooth sailing. But I don't want to pull the card about your car. I think that was just validation that I'm connecting to your energy. I want to pull the card for you. And what I want to pull the card for is, it feels like your solar plexus, that fire element that I was talking about earlier, feels a little bit wonky and like it's a little bit off kilter. And I want to say, like, this card, whatever the card is, we want to apply it to your personal power and to you grounding into your personal power and connecting to your personal power. Okay. So possum, strategy, have a backup plan. Okay. So let's see what possum has to say about that. Don't get attached to one and only one plan. Always have a plan B, or at least a few other approaches to the subject of your inquiry. Now, what I want to say is, when we're talking about you connecting to your personal power, what I keep seeing is like tweaking or pivoting. And so it's like there's a belief of, this is how I grow my personal power, or this is how I ground into my personal power, and this is it. But what I'm being shown is, there's like a million different paths that you can take to ground into your personal power. And so you want to try out a few and not get stuck on one path, because your energy, and as energy you change, we all are. We're all energy, and as energy, we're all changing all the time. And so what works today may not work so well next week, and on and on. But be open to different ways, right? Be open to new ways of thinking, new ways of being, new ways of feeling, all of that into your personal power. Too often you'll find yourself stuck with an agenda about how things should be or how you should act in a given situation, whether or not the plan you're acting on is one that will work. One definition, okay, let's see. Instead of turning left, turn right. Listen closely to your inner promptings here. You'll find clues as to what to do all around you and inside you if you just pay attention. So, one of the words that goes along with possum is agility. So, agility, like how agile can you be? How willing are you to change direction or change it up? So, does that make sense, Lisa? I hope that does. Thank you. Okay, Pat. Pat, is something going on? Like, I don't know if where you live is like a condo or a townhouse or something like that, but is something going on with a neighbor or like next door? Thanks, Lisa. Lisa says, makes sense. Thank you. Is something going on next door? It feels like chaos and commotion. And so I don't know if it's construction, remodeling. I don't know what it is. Does that make sense, Pat? I'm using the Saints and Angels cards for you, Pat. This is a beautiful deck. I just love this deck. And Doreen, bless her heart, she's denounced everything, all of her body of work. And it's okay. Like, I still love them and I still use them and I still believe that they're powerful. So it's about our intention when we're using these tools, right? So Pat says, I don't know. Could be. So you're not aware of anything on either side of you that's chaotic, or is it in your house? Is there anything going on in your house construction wise or remodel wise? Pat says she has one of her decks. Yeah. I have a lot of her decks and I still use them when I feel it. So, and they're powerful. They're beautiful. And so it's okay. So Pat, is there anything, like, where's the chaos? Hi Denise, welcome. Hey Denise, I'm pulling cards. Let me know if you want. Oh, so no, other than clutter. So is there a lot of clutter? A lot of chaos? Because that actually does go better with what I'm feeling, because it doesn't feel loud. It just feels like chaos and a lot of stuff. So are there other people in your house, Pat? So it just feels like a lot of chaos. What is all this chaos? Oh, I'm sorry, Pat. What did you say yes to? Absolutely, Denise. I have time. Thank you. Oh, there we go. Fostering a dog. Well, bless you for doing that. That's beautiful work, but it's a lot. It can be a real challenge, right? Whenever I have fostered a dog in the past, it's the most beautiful experience, but it's also chaos, right? It's like a perpetual puppy, even if they're not puppies. Okay, so what I'm gonna pull a card for you that says that is going to talk about how we can find peace in this chaos, or we'll see what it says. So the dog is having many challenges with anxiety, Pat? Okay, Pat, I'm going to tell you right now. This has nothing to do with the card because I was seeing this, but I was negating it in my mind. My human part, I was seeing it intuitively. My human part was saying that's ridiculous, Michelle. That makes sense now. So, the dog is having many challenges with anxiety. Okay, so what you want to do, Pat, this is working with the dog's fascia and it will bring calm and like just stress relief. So, what you want to do is just if the dog is, sitting by you or whatever, kind of ask the dog if it's okay if you touch it. Put your hands on the dog and just kind of grasp the fascia up in your fingers like this and just hold and breathe, just like we do in block therapy, right? A nice, deep diaphragmatic breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Stay there for a bit, like, you know, not as long because fascia on an animal, they integrate immediately. So whatever we're doing works really, really fast. So hold it for like, I usually do like a minute, minute and a half, and then move down. So maybe start. I'm feeling for you to start up around um, the chest area, and then work your way back, work your way down towards the tail, and that will bring a lot of calm and help the dog to just relax into their surrounding. Okay. So does that help, Pat? I hope. And by the way, that's for anybody here. I do that all the time. I did some of this work. I've trained in this stuff for animals, but I did some work with a friend's dog. We were staying at their house, and their little dog was just like had this back leg issue, was limping all the time, and I said, "Can I do some work on the dog if the dog will allow me, if it's okay with you?" And the owner said, "Absolutely." So I asked the dog if I could do some work on him, and I just did this for like, about 5 to 7 minutes, and the dog was walking incredibly well. Like gone. And then a little bit later, the kind of limping started, but on a much less scale, lower, much less pronounced, but still there a little bit. So I did another session and I did 2 more sessions total, and whatever was going on is gone. So dogs have fascia too, and it gets frozen and stuff gets out of whack. So, but I have So, okay, let me say this. First, let me say I've done it on my dog. Sometimes she doesn't like me to do it, but when she does, it's awesome because she's just so relaxed. Um, when you leave the house, so what I would do, Pat, if you know that you're going to be going, do this maybe 15 to 20 minutes before you leave and talk to her while you're doing it and tell her that it's okay. You're going to be back. Also, I'm seeing like put something of yours next to her, like a shirt that you've worn or like something you've used that smells like you so that she can have you around, right? That's very, very important. I've never done anything like that with my dog. I should try that, but that's what I was just shown. So, okay, pause. So I love that card. Look at all that purple. So, sorry, some things are coming through. I just want to make sure I get clarity. Um, are you working on any like genealogy or any um either ancestry stuff or past life stuff? Um, and is there an initial R and an N? R like um are like remember? An N like November? Are there any, and they feel like older females? Okay, pause. Says your guardian angel asks you to pause for a moment before moving forward. During the break, take time to consider your true thoughts and feelings about the situation. You've been moving so fast lately that you may have confused other people's wishes with your own. Take time out and really be honest with yourself. What do you want? What do you think is the right thing to do? Ooh, I love that. Um, don't allow yourself to be swayed by others' judgments that run contrary to your own. Once you become clear about your true reasons and motivations, your actions will be fueled by truth, love, and commitment. These winning ingredients spell sure success for any project. Okay. Um, Working to clear ancestral DNA issues. Okay, so I'm feeling like take a pause maybe for that. Because what I feel like is it's like you're overloaded. So whatever you've been doing to clear, it's kind of like if we've got a sink full of soapy water, and then we want to drain it, and the drain is too full, like we've got to clear the drain before the water can be released. And so it's like we've got to let some of the things that you've done settle, right? We've got to let it settle before we add more. So not a long pause, but a little bit of a pause. And Patricia, do we know who those do we know who that R and that N is? Like I said, it feels like females, older females. And this might be for somebody else. Might be coming in for somebody else. Hi, Catherine. Welcome. Do you want a card? Let me know. Okay, Pat. I'm gonna wait to hear about that, and we'll go more. Okay, Belinda. Now it's time for you. Okay. Belinda, it feels like cleaning and clearing. Now I know I said today that this might be a detox, and what I'm feeling that what you're having. So Pat says I don't know. Okay, so so the R like remember and N like November. So it could be first, middle, or last name. It could also be nickname. And it might not be a female. I might be misreading that energy. Okay, Catherine, got you down. Thank you. Um, could it be Archangel Raphael? That just popped in. So I don't know where that came from, but have you been working with them at all with Archangel Raphael, Pat? I don't know. Okay, Belinda, but the detox is something has gone on, and I'm not sure what this is. Like, I don't know if you feel like you did something wrong or said something wrong, but it feels like you're taking responsibility for something that, not that it isn't yours to take responsibility for, but you're making it bigger than it is. So, do you know what I'm talking about there? And it feels like you've got to let it go. So again, we're in spring, right? Spring cleanup. Let's clean that shit. Let's get rid of it. And especially when we're talking about our thoughts, especially when it comes to ourselves, we really want to clean that up. Okay. Pat says yes. She's been working with Archangel Raphael for health issues. Okay. So I think that's the R. Now let's talk about who, Pat, I'm with you still. I'm going to kind of do both of you. So, Pat, the N, it feels so clear. Like there is an N that's an older female here or a female. Okay. Oh, hi, Cynthia. So great to see you. Cynthia is an amazing medium. She's just brilliant. So thank you for being here, Cynthia. Let me know if you want a card. I'm doing card pulls tonight. Okay, so Belinda says maybe to do with a sibling. So whatever this is, Belinda, it feels like you're making it bigger than it is or than it needs to be. So we want to just kind of back off a little bit and let it be. And I'm seeing like literally like with this, and this is perfect, right? Because we're in the, oh, thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate that so much. Cynthia says you look amazing. I appreciate that. Um, so Belinda, this is so perfect because we're in the full moon, right? So this is for Belinda and all of us. If you are feeling like there is something that you need to atone for or that you did wrong or whatever, now is the time to let it go. So write a letter, write it down, rip it up, burn it, do whatever you need to do, right? Do whatever you need to do. And okay, Belinda, so I'm using the animal cards for you. And Pat, that N. Okay, and if it's not Pat, who is there somebody with an older female that has the initial N, like November? It also could be that they've got something to do with November. So an older female, maybe with a different initial, but it feels like an N. Okay. All right. Oh, you can't make this shit up, you guys. I love this. Swan, grace, appreciate the beauty inside you, Belinda, and all around you. Okay. So let's see what Swan has to say about that. Swan says, smell the fragrances in the air, greet the sunrise tomorrow, hear the sounds of Mother Nature's creatures as she awakens for the day. Look and really see the beauty and elegance in everything from the tiniest leaf to the most gigantic tree and everything in between. Don't judge what you see or experience as good or bad. Instead, appreciate the precious uniqueness of the diverse elements that make up this wonderful world in which we exist. You need to get outdoor natures to deepen this experience. Appreciate your own beauty and the magnificent being that you are as you revel in the elegant exquisiteness of all that you see, hear, and feel. So, the words that are associated with this also are peace and purity. So, what I want to say, Belinda, is peace and purity. Your heart, what I'm feeling is whatever happened, you were coming from a place of purity and of your heart. Whatever is done in love cannot be wrong, right? So there's that. So take that, let yourself off the hook, give yourself some grace, and let it go. I hope that helps, Belinda. Okay, so Pat says, I have a sister, Nancy, born in November. Boom. Okay, got it. And Belinda also has a sister's birthday in November. Okay, so these could be both, they could be people coming through, for both of you. It started with Pat, so it's definitely Pat. Pat, is your sister still here? And Belinda says, thank you, it does. Thank you, Belinda, for validating that. And I think it's for both of you, validation. And Pat, again, validation should kind of bring a pause to all of that stuff that you're doing with the ancestral DNA. Just let it settle. Because like I said, we get too much going, right? And then we have to let it settle and find where it's going to land to process it, right? And then we can bring on more. Okay, Belinda, thank you. Cynthia, I'm sorry. Did you want a card? No big deal if not. I just want to make sure I get you on the list if you do. Okay, so Terry. Terry, I'm filling animal cards for you too. So, yeah, pretty cool, huh? I love that. Awesome. Thanks, Denise. Okay. And I'm going to say something with Belinda's reading and that card. I think that it can go for every one of us, right? Every one of us is we're all hard on ourselves, and we all beat ourselves up about something that we've said or done or something that didn't go the way that we imagined or intended or whatever, because that's what happens because we're human, right? We're here. It's messy sometimes. It's chaotic. It doesn't always make sense, and it doesn't always land the way that we intend. And what is important is that we we learn from it and grow from it and move from it. Um, Cynthia says, I'd love one. Thank you. All right, Cynthia, you're on here. Okay, so Terry says, lovely. I love animals. Wonderful. Okay, so Terry, what this is, okay, I keep seeing 3. So what is the number 3 connected with you? What is that? It could be March or the 3rd of a month or the number 3 specifically. And I'm seeing something with work. So do you work with like writing or books? But I'm also seeing you on computers. So what is that all about? Can you tell me about that? And I know there's a lag here. Guys, my dream is to have like a software where you guys can call in and I can talk to you in real time. But you know what? We do what we got to do with what we have at the moment. And I am just so grateful to be able to do this with you guys and to have you come and join me for this. So it's all good. I have 3 jobs right now. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I think so. So are they something with writing or books and something with computers? 2 of them at least. And it feels like, are you, and I know you said earlier yoga, but are you also in like at a wellness center or like a wellness spa, like a medical spa or something like that? I'm a yoga teacher. I work at a restaurant and I do remote work for a grant. I'm doing a bunch of studying for yoga. Okay. So remote work for the grant, I would think that that would be the reading, like the book stuff, the reading stuff and the computer stuff. Is that correct? And then are you teaching yoga at like a wellness center or a meta spa? It's not like I keep seeing this place that does not feel like a yoga studio. That's why I'm asking what that is. The grant is for a mental health agency. Okay. All right. So, because I keep feeling like the grant work is going to expand. Like it's going to get bigger. It's going to require more of your time. Sorry, there's somebody coming through. I'm just trying to connect. It feels like a J, like the initial J, like January. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate that. I love what I do, and I'm so honored to be able to do this with you guys. It truly is just such a gift for me to be able to do this. So I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so I've shuffled the cards enough. One fell out. If there's a jumper, we always use it. And so seal, imagination, immerse yourself in artistic and creative expression. And that's what I was going to say, Terry. It feels like even with your yoga, like your creativity is your sacral chakra feels really stagnant right now. It's almost like you're and I know you have 3 jobs, so this is going to sound stupid, but it's like you're burning the candle at both ends. But it just feels like you're not leaving room for your creativity, your personal creativity. And what I am feeling like that is like your water's got to start flowing. Your water isn't flowing and it's stagnant. And what happens with water when it doesn't flow? It's stagnant and stinky and toxic and yuck. We don't want water to be too fast, right? We need it to be just in the perfect balance where it's flowing beautifully. Um, and so you got to get that creativity going. And what it feels like is, I think this is where the writing comes in. It feels like writing. Ooh, I know what this is. Okay, I just got it. So your mind feels real heavy as well. And what I mean by that is lots and lots of stories that you ruminate with a lot over and over again, analyzing, over analyzing, wishing things were different, what we all do. But it's really, really heavy right now. And so your water's not flowing. And so what we want to do is take some time, if you can, and take some of those stories that you're telling and you're ruminating over and rewrite them the way that you wanted them to be, like a fiction, a work of fiction, but to rewrite that story. And that will really help those waters start moving again and start flowing so that your sacral chakra isn't blocked. Because I'm telling you, when our sacral chakra is blocked, it causes so many issues everywhere, right? Everywhere. Um, okay, so I get so frustrated because I love to write, but I've been blocked. This is perfect though, because you're not going to be thinking about what to write. You're just going to take one of those stories that's ruminating and you're going to just write it and you're just going to let it flow and let it be come what you want it to be, right? You're not going to have like when we want to write, like let's say that we're going to write a story. We generally want to have an idea of how it's going to, we need to have an idea of how it's going to start. We want an idea of the middle and we want an idea of the end. But the beautiful thing about this is that it's just open ended. We have an idea of where we're going to start because we're going to start with one of those stories that's ruminating in your mind. And then you're just going to let it flow. You're just going to sit down and let it flow. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, Terry. And let's see this seal. I just want to see, I want to look at what the other words are: creativity, grace, adaptation, and playfulness. And I love that because when we can be playful with the stories that are ruminating over and over again, that's when we can really make progress. And that's when we can really turn those stories around and turn them into something that is that will benefit us and be effective for us rather than sabotage, right? Okay, Terry says, thank you. Yes, perfect sense. Wonderful. Okay. Oh, I'm glad all those words resonate so much. That is beautiful. Okay, Denise. Denise is still here. Okay, Denise, I'm going to use the angels. Actually, yeah, and a mushroom card. We're doing both. All right. And Catherine and Cynthia, you both are still here, I hope, I assume. If you could just let me know so I make sure I'm not just talking into the wind, here into the ethers, to myself. Okay, so Denise, is there a daughter or a daughter-in-law? Oh, and Terry, did we, okay, thank you, Catherine and Cynthia. Terry, did we have the J? Could we claim the J at all? Feels like a male. J like January. Might be for somebody else. If somebody has a J, male, older, past, or I don't know if it's older for sure. Might be. That sounds awfully vague, doesn't it? Like, ooh, it could be, maybe not. Who knows? Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. But it feels like that. Okay, so Cynthia has a J, not older but past. Okay, perfect. Let me see if I can get some more validation for it. I'm seeing a number 2, Cynthia, also a number 11. So the 2 generally to me means February, or the second of a month is something pertinent. It doesn't have to necessarily connect to this person. It can be you, like a birthday, anniversary of a wedding, anniversary of a passing, or just a significant day or month for you. And then 11 is November. Oh, and look at that. 47 when passed, that's 11. That breaks down to 11. And then the 22, the twos. Okay. So I think this is, what's the 22nd, Cynthia? Is that's connected to you? And I don't know if this is with you, but it feels like there's a car. They just keep showing me a car. And it doesn't necessarily, they're not necessarily telling me that the car is what is going on. Or I don't know. I don't know why this is so vague. Why they're being so vague. 22nd was the day he passed. Okay. Thank you, Cynthia. So we've got the 11 with the 47. He was 47 when he passed. We've got the 22nd was the day he passed. Okay. And your car has been broken since last July. Okay. So did they pass? I mean, has this been happening since they passed? Sorry, Denise, I'll be right back. When they hijack something, I got to go with it because I can't concentrate till I get rid of it. Not rid of it. That's not what I mean. Until I let them have their say. Thank you. Okay. He was a mechanic. Okay. Perfect. All right. So Cynthia. I'm getting the message. I don't know if there's something going on with like it doesn't necessarily feel connected to him, but is there something going on with something with like an estate, like settling an estate? And I don't know if you're the executor or if you're just heavily involved, but he's saying, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. That's what he's showing me. Okay. He passed in 2013, so he wouldn't know about your car. But he's also showing me the cars because he is a mechanic. Perfect. So, and thank you, Denise, for being understanding. I appreciate it. So Cynthia, does that make sense with like an estate, like settling the estate, something with the estate that has you not feeling settled or uncomfortable or just it's like you just can't settle with it, is what it feels like. Okay, so Denise, while we're waiting for Cynthia, I think I said daughter or daughter-in-law. Do you have a daughter or a daughter-in-law, Denise? Because that's what I feel coming through. Something with them. And oh boy, this feels similar to what they're telling me, feels similar to Belinda. So I don't know if there was a problem. Feels like a miscommunication or something was misunderstood that you said or did. Okay, so does that make sense? Whoops. Denise said, yes, daughters. Okay, so was there something that was misconstrued or that you said or did that was like taken the wrong way? Like, I feel like you've been misunderstood or there's a miscommunication. Okay, my daughter, Cynthia, back to Cynthia and the J. My daughter is planning on moving out and we own the house together. We'll have to sell the house, but selling will affect my retirement. Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay, well, the J, again, is saying, let it go. Because I feel like it doesn't, okay, what he's telling me is it doesn't feel like it's a positive, but it's a really big positive for you. There's been an issue with you not having your own space, like too much energy for you. Like you're so unbelievably sensitive, Cynthia. So too much energy for you, and it's not been easy. It's been hard, and it's like I feel like your health is being affected. And so it's actually a real positive, hard to understand, but let just like release it and let it go and know that you're going to be taken care of. And I feel like the abundance is going to be able to find you because you're going to have your space. Does that make sense? Cynthia says, also helping my cousins clear out my uncle's house, their dad's estate. Okay. And is there a conflict with that? Because I feel like There's a conflict somewhere and you feel unsettled. Like it's not your conflict, but you're just in the midst of it all. Feeling very unsettled. Okay. Yes on all of it. Okay. Okay, Cynthia, thank you. And yeah, thank you for validating. And okay, guys, this is just a little thing I'm going to do. Tell everybody. If you guys, we're just doing the bare minimum here, scratching the surface. If you guys feel like any of you, like you want to dive deeper, let's have a one-on-one session where we can, in a half hour, we can get so much and we can get some answers. We can get more insight if that's what you want. Go to michelleselling.com. The address that's scrolling down here. Go to guidance. That's where my link is. Okay, so Cynthia, all I can say is it feels like there is so much on your plate. Bless you. Like, I'm not saying that like sarcastic, bless her heart from the South. No, I am literally saying bless you, because what you are trying to carry, what you are trying to do is beyond. And also, I'm going to say, okay, Cynthia says yes, full plate. Okay, so I pulled a card at the beginning, and Cynthia, you weren't here. I'm going to read it again, guys. Bear with me. And for those of you that weren't here in the beginning, it's okay. We're going to, this is perfect. We're going to read it. But I want to read this because this is so important, Cynthia. Salmon is the card I pulled. Determination. You know where you are going and you will get there. Sometimes it seems easier to just give up in the face of adversity, especially when the struggles you face feel overwhelming and insurmountable. Yet these trials and tribulations are all part of your spiritual path and are necessary to make you stronger and more capable at dealing with life's unpredictability. The ordeal you're faced with now is not necessarily a light one. No joke, right? Right, Cynthia? And to succeed, it will take a clear intention, a commitment to purpose, and a willingness to stay with it until you've reached a calmer part of the river. Even if you're not sure of your purpose or why you're faced with these challenges, follow your path in absolute faith, and the reasons will reveal themselves within the process of your journey. Sometimes your actual goal isn't apparent, even when the direction you must go is. You must trust that your direction is being inspired by the deepest sense of your innate knowing. Align your intention with Spirit's intent and let nothing stop you from moving ahead. Amen. Okay. And what I have to say is, what I want to ask is, or what I want to say is the J is just, he wants to make sure that you understand how loved you are, how surrounded you are. It's so beautiful. And you also, and this is so interesting because I do the same thing, Cynthia, but you're not asking for help. It's like you're just so in it. You're deeply connected, but you're not asking for help. So ask for help. Was also taking care of the kid's grandma for 5 months. Those stepped away. It was too much. Oh, Cynthia, yes. Yes. Amen. And this is the thing. What I'm finding with so many people, family, friends, clients, myself, it's like more and more and more and more. And, it's up to us to know what parts need to fall away, but it's also up to us to make sure that we are like asking for help and getting the guidance and trusting it. But, there is a purpose. 100% not ask for help. Though I've started reaching out this week. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Well, I think that's validation from your J that do that, and it'll be a big, big help. Okay. So, Denise, I don't see here. I'm looking. You said yes, daughters. Back to you. But where is the like miscommunication. Does that make sense? Let me know if I'm on the right track or not. And Cynthia says, I'm hardly on Facebook these days, so blessed and lucky to be here now. Yes, Cynthia, thank you. Oh, you talked to an accountant this afternoon. Perfect. Perfect. Well, it's like, oh, sorry, wrong way. What was that message from your Jay? Like, let it go. Trust it. It's going to be good. And the more that you can clean up a lot of this stuff, the more the abundance is going to flow, which is what it's really all about, right? Quite a while ago. So if it was quite a while ago, are you still holding on to it? Is somebody, one of them, still holding on to it? What's the situation? Oh, and Cynthia, did I pull a card for you? Yeah, I did, right? What did I pull for you? Did I pull a card? No, I didn't. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so Denise, I'm doing. Okay, so Cynthia, hold on and I'll pull a card for you. I'll pull your card if it's okay, Cynthia, after I do Catherine's, because Catherine was technically next. And your Jay was just so excited to come and talk to you. Wouldn't wait, which is perfect. I love that. Okay, so Denise, is there an S, like Sam? Not necessarily Sam, but an S? And I'm seeing a 3 and a 6. Oh, no, a 5. A 3, 5, and a 6. Lots of numbers. So 3 is March or the 3rd of a month, or it could be 3, 3. 5 is May or the 5th of a month, and 6 is June or the 6th of a month. No, the grandkids I raised for 12 years are not speaking to me just to keep the peace. Okay, so this, I still feel like it is so very present in you. It's just taking a real toll. So does that make sense? Okay. And do those numbers make sense, Denise? It could be for somebody else too. There's a lot going on all those months. Okay, perfect. And do we know who the S is? Who the S is? And it could be first, middle, or last. And then Denise says, absolutely, you're still holding it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I can imagine. How would you not, right? We're human. And it is not easy. It is so hard. So damn hard to be a human these days. I'm telling you what. Okay, so let's first, while we're waiting for Denise, I pulled 2 cards. I've got a mushroom card here and the Saints and Angels. So the mushroom card is the 9 of Cups, and it's getting a little dark here. The water club mushroom. I think that says club. Yeah, water club mushroom. Yeah, Denise, so an S. So like the initial, is there somebody with the name that begins with an S like Sam? Not necessarily Sam, but either first name, middle name, last name. Phil's passed away and it feels like an older female. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Cups, another water card. We pulled, whoever I pulled the mushrooms for, I think that was Claire. That was a cup card too. We've got a lot of water stuff going on. And we're in the full moon. All that water, right? I just wrote about that today. A lot of people aren't aware of the moon. And it's like, whether you are, mentally aware of the moon or not, the moon is so powerful and has such an impact on us because the moon controls all the water on the earth and we are 70 to 80% water. So we are controlled by the moon. Oh my gosh. And look, we got another pause card. Okay. So I don't know what the 9 of Cups means. 9 is completion. And this is Cups. So I'm not even going to look at the book. I'm just going to tell you what my reading on this is. So completion, and the Cups is water. So I feel like it's time to come to a resolve where this situation is concerned, meaning that we need to get the water flowing again. And what that means is we need to let this cycle complete. the cycle that you're in with this situation. Let it come to completion. And how we will do that is with a pause. And what it feels like, and I love that this is the guardian angel, right? Because when we're dealing with these things, we really want to call on help. And the thing with our angels and our guides is unless we call them in, they can't help us unless it's a matter of life and death before our time. So it's up to us to ask for the help, right? That's why when I reminded Cynthia, I said, I do this all the time too. I just get in the way of thinking, oh, I got to do it myself, do it myself, do it myself, do it myself. We've got this army of helpers wanting to help us. So it's up to us to ask them for help. And what I mean by press pause is whenever this comes to your mind, we want to have a mantra. And what it feels like is, do you know the Ho'oponopono, Denise? This beautiful ancient Hawaiian prayer that's super simple. And I love it because it's simple, because prayers, they don't always stay in my brain. And I don't want to have to think about it. When I'm in the midst of it, I need something easy that will roll trippingly off the tongue and done. So the Ho'oponopono is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Okay? So what I mean by that is when you think about it, when it comes to your brain, literally press pause with the Ho'opono. And you can literally say, I'm pressing pause. Like I'm going to press pause on this and then pray the Ho'opono. Ho'oponopono. Sorry, I got a little shortened there, abbreviated version of it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And that is a beautiful way to just bring some peace to you. And peace to you around the relationship and that's what both of these cards are asking for. They're both calling for some peace. The Nine of Cups is saying, let's have some completion to this situation, this cycle of the situation. And the pause card is saying, let's put a pause on it. Yes, exactly. You don't have to ponder it. It's so easy. So I hope that helps, Denise. And let me know how it goes. I'm interested, right? I want to know how it goes for you. Okay, so Catherine, where is the C? I keep seeing a C coming through. C like Charlie or cat. And are you thinking of retirement? Because I keep like all your people are here and they're showing me like retirement and like pushing you through the door. But you're like digging your heels in. So what is that about? Are you resisting retiring or feeling like you're not ready or you can't? I don't know. Okay. Denise, I appreciate this, Michele. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate you letting me read for you. Okay, so Cynthia says, I have both sides of family, Silva and Souza. Okay, so I think this is just more validation for you, Cynthia, of how deeply loved and surrounded you are. So call on them. Call on them. They want to help. No C rings a bell, Catherine says. So no first, middle, or last. And this one doesn't necessarily feel passed away. And then I'm seeing roses. So where are the roses with an older female who's passed? And what I mean by this is like roses connected to them. So it might have been in their name, or they had a lot of roses, or roses somehow. They just keep showing me roses, and it's like all different colors, all different things, so much. So do you know what that is, Catherine? I'm going to use the animal cards for you, Catherine. I'm getting that card ready. And what is it about the retirement? Are you digging your heels on that? Because your people are showing you them pushing you through the door. You have a grandma whose name is Rose? Whose name was Rose? And what do you mean maybe? Maybe her name was Rose? No, or you mean it might be her, right? Is that what you mean? Obviously. Well, if she's showing me Rose, it's her. And is there a C connected with her? So it could have been like first, middle, or last of a child or a husband or anything like that. Oh, that's okay. It's on Tony's side. That's okay. When they come through, I don't necessarily see like sides. So I don't see in-laws. I don't necessarily see step. I don't really see that kind of stuff. So is there a C connected to her, Catherine? Guys, anybody new that's here? I'm going to go for about 10 more minutes. So if you're new, if you're joining and you want a card, let me know. And for everybody, okay, Catherine says not that I know of. Okay, well, we'll just, so Grandma Rose is here, Catherine, and she wants to help you. She really wants to help you. I cannot shuffle these damn tarot cards to save my soul. So we're just going to do it like a dealer, a blackjack dealer. Maybe. Oh, it's so funny. You gotta laugh. Gotta love this stuff. Gotta love this stuff. Okay. Those are for Cynthia. Okay, Catherine. So this is the card that's all about retirement and trusting you, knowing that it's time. Dear Pathfinder, trust your instincts. Can't make this shit up to guide you through the situation. And I feel like you know what I feel like you know it's time, or it's time for you. Let me say this. It's not time for you to retire right now. It's time for you to pick the date. Pick the date. That's what they're asking. Okay? And let's see what it says about that. It's a big forest out there, and I'm sure you feel a little lost sometimes. Let me tell you, however, that the path is well marked, even if you can't always make it out at any given moment. Come to your senses literally and stop thinking so much about it, or at least stop trying to figure out what to do or which way to go by analysis and cognition. Use your eyes, ears, and nose to gather information. Then drop your awareness into your gut, which is the seat of your instinctual self. Your senses are meant to register information in a way that can be felt in the body, which is your most reliable compass. Okay? Your most reliable compass. For you, Catherine, for all of us, right? This is just the truth of it. The mind is useful, don't get me wrong, but it's much overrated, and all those random or obsessive thoughts can get in the way of pure awareness. Pure awareness means without preconceived notions, anxiety, or anticipation. Okay? So set the date, Catherine. Set the date. And you know, trust yourself. You've got incredible instincts. Quit doubting them. Trust it. Set the date. Okay, Cynthia. Oh, and one thing that I forgot to tell everybody. Darn it, I'm so lax in this category at times. But we are in the energy of the full moon, and I am having a full moon event on Thursday that is going to be incredible. It's going to have a little bit of gentle movement. It's going to have meditation. It's going to have some music, and it's going to have the moon. And we are going to have so much fun determining what we want to release, and then releasing it. And the beauty of this, what I love so much, is the event itself is going to be gorgeous on the full moon. And I don't know about you guys, but I go to things and I do things and I love it. And then it's like I kind of lose the thread as I move in throughout my life after, right? After the full moon event or the whatever. And so post event, we're going to have journal prompts, and we're going to have card spreads, and we're going to have ceremonies to help us create a daily reminder of what we want to release so that we can really ground into it. And so it's like, it's going to be support for the entire 2 weeks leading up to the new moon. So it's really, really beautiful. And Yes. Denise says this Thursday. Yes, Denise, this Thursday. So I'm going to put the link here. Sorry, guys. And then I'll put it on Facebook as well. If you want the link, you can message me and I can get it to you on Facebook. And it's going to be fabulous. And like I said, what I'm really excited about is that the support after the ceremony, right? Because we can do the ceremony and feel so incredible and even hold that incredible feeling for a day or two, but then life happens and we get sucked into it and we drop the thread. So we're going to make sure that we hold the thread and that we keep going, right, with our intention. Yes. So even if you can't make it Thursday, it would be worth signing up for the support. Absolutely. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. I should have told you this, Claire. Yes. The ceremony is going to be recorded. So if you cannot do it on Thursday night, if you can't join live, it doesn't matter. You'll get the recording and you can do it at your leisure in the following 3 days after, and you're going to get that support all through the 2 weeks. And so I think that's really important. Yeah, yay is right. So if anybody has any other questions, let me know. All right, Cynthia, are you still here? I forgot to ask. I'm going to draw your card now, Cynthia. You are welcome, Claire. Thank you so much. And yeah, and I've got some really incredible things planned for this full moon event. I haven't done a moon event in a really long time. And I have to tell you guys, it makes me emotional thinking about it. When I was planning it, it just feels so good and so like needed by me and by everybody who's going to be there. And that might be you. It might resonate with you or not, but it's going to be incredible and timely and help us all to get grounded. We are going to get embodied like no other. And honestly, most of us that talked on this live tonight need the embodiment, right? Okay. Okay. Oh, Cynthia's got even more. I had an Aunt Rose. My mother was obsessed with roses, and I had an Uncle Charlie. Oh my gosh, Cynthia, this is unbelievable. The number of people that came through for you tonight. It's just incredible. Oh gosh, I love it. Teresa, hi. Let me know if you want a card. Okay, still here. All right, here's your card, Cynthia. Ooh, 6 of Swords. The aquatic guild mushroom. Ooh, look at how pretty that mushroom is. I love all this stuff. Right there. Ooh, that is gorgeous. 6 of Swords. Let's see what this little beauty says. Okay. Mushrooms are commonly seen dotting a forest floor, but the aquatic guild mushroom species found a different habitat, submerged beneath the surface of cold streams in Oregon. The 6 of Swords encourages that kind of exploration. Ooh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And it was upright, so that means distance, explore, and release. Allow yourself deliberate space away from persistent conflicts. Sorry. I've been doing this for years, like years, people, and I'm still amazed at the accuracy. We cannot make this up. I could not have pulled a better card, right? Because I said you've got to distance yourself from these conflicts. Okay. To guarantee productivity, explore new environments, moving. Oh my gosh. The initial sadness of moving away from the familiar is replaced with the satisfaction of achieving mental clarity. Holy cajoli. Wow. That is incredible. So, Cynthia, this deck is Midnight Magic, and it's a tarot deck of mushrooms. I'm not really a tarot reader, but I had to have this deck when I saw it, and so I play with it. Six of Swords. I absolutely love that. What an incredible card. Cynthia, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a picture of this, the card, and that, and send it to you. Is that okay? Is that okay? So, Cynthia says, can't make this up. No, you cannot. Wow, exactly. Ah, mind blown. You are so welcome, Cynthia, and I'm going to absolutely send that to you. Okay, so, oh, hi, Jen. Welcome. Teresa wants a card, and Jen, do you want a card too? I've got space for two more. Okay, Teresa. I'm using the Saints and Angels for you, and this is going to be insight into what will bring some peace to the situation with the person in your life that we talked about the other day. Teresa, is there a D like dog? And I'm seeing the number 6. So that's June or the 6th of a month. So D like dog. Jen says Midnight Magic looks so beautiful. They are gorgeous. And I've been called to mushrooms too. What kind of mushrooms did you buy? Like mushrooms to eat, mushrooms for medicinal purposes? What kinds? Oh, Pat, thank you. I'm looking forward to it too. So excited to have you there. Okay, Jen, I will definitely pull a card for you. So, Teresa, this is going to be some insight into what will bring peace. So, hold on. We did talk about June, didn't we? Okay, there's a D. Is there a D connected to your daughter or to the place that we talked about? Oh, hold on. I wonder if the D is for David Evans. Gosh. Okay. Well, you know what? Hi, Lori. Absolutely. You can get a card. Okay. Sorry, I'm just laughing because it's like, yes, you get a card and you get a card and you get a card. I love it. Okay. So this is Emotions and it's Saint Dymphna. Okay. Look at how beautiful she is. She's got big, gorgeous eyes, just like you, Teresa. Gorgeous and dark, gorgeous dark hair. Okay. Let's see what she has to tell us. Well, this is so weird. I thought it was going in alphabetical order. And it was. Sorry, guys. I gotta find it. Okay. The answer to your question involves emotions, either yours or those of the person you're inquiring about. This is also a message for you to pay closer attention to your emotions. It's safe for you to admit your true feelings to yourself. Saint Dymphna can help you find solutions to any emotional upsets. She's a loving saint who specializes in helping you achieve emotional and mental health. The lantern that she carries, I'm going to show this. The lantern that she carries helps you better see where you're going and assists you in avoiding obstacles on your path. Allow St. Dymphna to illuminate your journey. If you notice any unwanted patterns in your behavior or if you're about to sabotage yourself, call upon the powerful saint for immediate assistance. This card is also a message for you to trust your feelings, especially as they guide you to make positive changes. Your feelings are the voice of heaven speaking through you, and you have a right to them, even if others disagree with you or them. You can also release any upsetting emotions to God, Saint Dipna, and the angels for healing and guidance. Okay. Dimfa. That's how you pronounce her name. Okay. She was a Celtic girl who fled from her homeland after her widowed father made advances toward her in his bereavement. She and Saint Gerabermus traveled to Antwerp, where they founded an oratory. Eventually, Dimfa's father found her, and when she rejected his inappropriate affections, he murdered both her and the other saint. Oh my goodness. Um, and then it's just talking about a mental health facility was dedicated in her name. Okay, so what I'm going to say is the thing that I kept feeling is anger. And you're such a sweet, tender heart that you don't allow yourself to feel anger a lot. It doesn't feel natural to you. And it feels hard, basically. So what they're saying is feel the anger and let it go. And what I'm feeling is like this is the perfect time. Write a letter. Write a letter, getting it all out. And there's 3 letters you need to write. Okay. So it's one to the daughter, one to the ex, or one to both of the exes. Okay. And you need to just get it out and be angry and be mad and be frustrated and hell yeah. So did we get the D anywhere, Teresa? Okay, so Jen Nyberg, I've got you down for a card. Lori, I've got you down for a card. And Kay, I've got you down for a card. So perfect. Okay, so Jen Nyberg. Ooh, I'm seeing a D for you too. So this is possible that the D that came through for Teresa could be for you. Teresa, it just keeps feeling like a D for you too. And a 3 connected, Teresa, with that. Okay, so Jen, a D like dog, and it feels like a female, like an older female. I'm not sure which side. I'm not sure which side at all. Sorry, I got to write this down. I just had that thought. If I don't write down Cynthia's card, I'm going to forget. And I've got to send that to her because you guys, if you were on here, can you guys believe with everything that came through for Cynthia what that card was? It was like word for word. Okay. Anyway, so many. Oh, we got to see what Cynthia says here. So many Cledons and messages. My daughter is moving in with her partner, Dom, and Dom's birthday is in June. It's a very emotional relationship and move. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you and would love to send you a testimony. I would love that, Cynthia. Thank you. I appreciate it. I would love a testimony. Love testimonies. Thank you. And thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I say it all the time. And it's not just lip service. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Without you guys, I couldn't do my work. So, and without my work, I don't know who I would be. Okay. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you. Okay. Jen says, my mom who is living starts with a D. Her dad also starts with a D and he has passed. Okay. Okay. Here we go, Jen. I love you too. Thank you. Okay, Jen. So my mom who is living starts with a D and her dad also starts with a D. He has passed. Perfect. So what it feels like is it's just more. Okay. So what I'm seeing, let me be real clear about this. I'm seeing a need for you to pull your energy in. Like your energy is very scattered right now, which is so interesting because I don't normally feel that with you. So I don't know if there's something that's recently transpired or something that's going on, but your energy feels very scattered and siphoned, like it's going in lots of different directions. So the first thing is let's pull that energy back in. We got to pull that energy back in. And then there's got to be some cords cut. And it's interesting, but it's cords not to people. And I don't want to say cut. Sorry. Hold on. Okay, this is not for you to do because they're big. So it's almost like to institutions. Cords to institutions need to be removed. And they're big. Oh, this one I feel, and it's interesting. It runs all the way from your great grandfather. So your grandfather, who's the D, your mom's dad, it's his dad, all the way down through your grandfather, who's a D, your mom, who's a D, and you. And it's like the size of 100-year-old tree trunk, is what it feels like to me. Jen, this thing is huge. So we need to call in Archangel Michael, and we need to ask him to come and take care of that cord for you. And it's twofold. It's the institution, but it's really also the connection between you and your mom and these two grandfathers to the institution. Does that make sense? I don't know if this makes sense. I hope it does. You know, guys, I just give what I get, and I never know. Sometimes I feel like the stuff I'm saying is so random. So when you can validate it, I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Why I doubt it? Because it's not coming from me, but it's the human part of me. Okay, I love you bunches too. Biggest bunches. Kay is the sweetest soul. Oh my goodness. Okay. So Jen says, oh my goodness, yes. If you only knew it's a religious institution. Okay, perfect. But is the religious institution from that lineage? Is that how you came to be part of it? Through your mom, through her dad, through his dad? Started with my grandpa's dad. There you go. Okay, so it's time for you to pull your energy in. Ooh, I got goosebumps. I just got my sign. Yes. Okay, it's time for you to pull that energy in. And this is going to be like, I feel like you're going to need to do this for about 5 days. You're going to need to pull that energy in for about 5 days. And then you're going to work on that with Archangel Michael. And call him in to help you with that tree trunk. It's like 100-year-old tree trunk. It's insane. Okay, so Jen says yes. Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm going to pull a card from the Power Animal Oracle Cards deck for you, Jen, and see what it says for just some help. Badger, perseverance. Dig in and see it through to completion. And I love that because it's like this is even it's a job. Like we know that Archangel Michael can one fell swoop and the tree, it'll be gone, right? That cord. But it's like the residual stuff in you that will have to settle is going to take a while. So that's where this badger comes in. And the perseverance. And again, guys, I put the link. It's not on Facebook yet, but message me for the link to my full moon ceremony on Thursday. That is going to be incredible. We are going to get embodied like nothing else. We are going to figure out what we want to release and just do all these beautiful ceremonies with it. And then this is what I love so much. The ceremony is going to be incredible, but then we're going to have support for the 2 weeks flowing into the new moon. So often we do these ceremonies and they're wonderful and we feel great leaving them and we feel good for a couple days. And then we drop the thread and we kind of forget because life happens, right? But with this, you're going to get journal prompts. You're going to get card spreads. You're going to get a ceremony to help you ground your intention for releasing into your space so that you've got the daily reminder. And it's going to be beautiful. And it's Thursday at, let's see if I can do this right, 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And don't worry if you're on the East Coast and you think that's too late. It is going to be so relaxing. It's going to be the perfect thing for you to do pre-bed. You're going to have the best night's sleep with it. So I'd love to have you join me. If you want to join and you're on YouTube, I put the link there. So Badger, perseverance, don't give up so easily. You're going to have to be more patient and more persistent than you've ever been. The result or answer isn't that far away, but you've just got to hang in there and stay with it. Too often in the past, you've tended to either give up too easily or either try shortcuts through relationships, career, and even your spiritual growth. It is important enough for you to if it's important enough for you to ask the question, then it's just as important that you remain steady in your pursuit of the answer. Um, and the additional words that go with this are self reliance, determination, assertiveness, and willingness. And I'm going to say, I don't feel like you've given up too easily, Jen. I'm going to negate or go against the book a little. I don't feel like you've given up too easily. I feel like this is just so huge. It's like this huge mountain, and you need some help with it. And so I feel like your perseverance has actually brought you to this place where we can have a visual for it, have clear idea of who can help you with it so that you can get rid of it. Um, Jen says, I'm in for the ceremony. It's time for embodiment, release of this old paradigm that has controlled my entire family and has now shunned me, and allowance now for embodiment of my highest self. Woohoo! Yay! I love it. Yes, let's do it. I will send you the link, Jen. I will send you the link. Thank you. And it's going to be gorgeous. I mean, I am so excited for this, right? Like all of the guidance that we've gotten tonight has been so clear and so like um not just clear on the guidance but really pointed. Like it's not like ambiguous. It's very like do this, do this, do this. And I love that because I need that. When we're in the space of needing to figure out a situation or being in a situation that's causing some um uncertainty or some wonkiness, like I need a step by step. Like do this, then this, then this, because if I'm left to my own devices, I'll just get in the whirlwind and forget or drop the thread. We drop the thread so easily. And yeah, it is so specific and it's wonderful. Okay, Lori, are you still here, Lori? Lori and Kay, can you guys just let me know that you're here? Oh, got to spray a little spray. This beautiful custom blend that I created for a client. That is so grounding. And it's so, I don't know if I think it's a combination of the patchouli and the ginger, honestly. I have never created a blend with those two. And look at that hair that's just sticking out there. Come on. My hair's so out of control some days, you guys. I'm just like, okay, Lori's still here. Kay's still here. Perfect. But I think it's a combination of the patchouli and the ginger that I just can't get enough of. And you know what? This could become a blend. I could make this as a blend to share. So, who knows? All right, Lori. So, Lori, let me see. What is going on? Lori, first I'm seeing 2 males, then I'm seeing 3 males. So when I see that, that generally says to me that there's 2 males like are similar and then there's one. So maybe 2 sons and a husband, or I don't know, 2 brothers and a uncle or a father, something like that. And oh, thanks, Teresa. It is. I'll tell you what's in it: patchouli, peppermint, rosemary, ginger, basil, and lemon. And it is literally like a warm hug for me. Whenever I create a custom blend for somebody, I use it myself because I always want to know what it does, how I feel with it, how the oils feel together. Because sometimes I make a blend and then I'm using it and it just doesn't feel right. It's like wonky and it doesn't land right. And so I've got to adjust it. And so I always use it. And oh, thank you, Kay. I appreciate that so much. But I've been loving this. So, Lori, can you tell me about those males? 2 together, 1 apart. And then I'm also seeing a 7. So that would indicate July, or the 7th of a month is something pertinent, like a birthday, anniversary, something like that. Okay, just what's coming through for me real quick. Coming through for you. And I'll, after I hear from Lori, I'll let we'll go into this more, but I feel like we've what I'm going to pull a card for is the guidance to the peace that we want to let go of, that is keeping you from knowing where you want to go, knowing where you want to go and what's in your highest good, so that we don't make a decision just because we don't know what to do. Does that make sense? But that's what we're going to pull the card for. Have a brother, a father, and an ex-husband, and a son who's in heaven. Okay. Does the 7 go? Where does the 7 go? Or July? Where does that go? And an R, the initial R, like Robert, but not necessarily Robert. You know what I need to do? Unless they give me a specific name, if they just give me initial, I need to learn the Morse code thing, or the whatever that is, where it's like Alpha, Tango, whatever. You know what I mean? That's not Morse code, whatever that is, that military thing. So that when I say the initials, I say T like Tango or whatever. So does the 7 go with anything? And then I'm seeing, like, what are these? Gosh, these flowers I'm seeing. It looked like hydrangeas, and then I heard anemone. So I don't know if there's a connection with hydrangeas and anemone. So, okay. Lori says, R isn't ringing a bell. And the 7, I don't know. Okay, so yeah, July. What's July? And it could be the 7th of any month. Okay, and then this might be what it is, because I'm feeling like, I don't know how long your son has been passed, but it feels like something between like 6 and 7 months ago, like the grief deepened. Like it was at this level, and it just like deepened, or escalated. So does that make sense, Lori? The grief just feels like, really, I feel so much grief. But it feels like it was new. Not that the grief was new, how you were feeling it was new. So does that make sense? And for Lori, I'm going to use, okay, so I think that's what the 7 is. And there's no R connected with your son. So first, middle, or last, or an R, like somebody else around him, a friend, or somebody he was with, or what's the R? Don't know what that is. Okay. All right, Kay. Let me get your cards ready while we're waiting for Lori. Okay, she doesn't know what the R is. All right, we'll let that go. Anybody else claim the R? Okay, what I'm feeling, Lori, is he has an R in his name, but I don't think that's it. I don't think it's an R in the name. Yeah, I don't think. It wasn't somebody he was with, or a friend, or something connected to his passing in some way. I don't know. I don't know what he's showing me exactly, but what it feels like is the grief feels like. So has it been 5 years? What's the 5 years? Because what he's making me feel like is this grief that's come about, between 6 and 7 months ago, feels like when you first found out, like the shock, the grief, the unbelievability of when he first passed. Like it's come back. So does that make sense? You both are going to get from 2 different decks. Okay, I'm doing the animals for you, Lori. I'm doing the saints and angels. And then you're both going to get a mushroom card. Love that. Love these mushroom cards. They are a hit. Okay, Lori. And what does Lori say? No, it's been 8 years, but this year, the months leading up to that anniversary, if that's what you want to call it, or totally brutal, and I was blindsided. Okay, so was there a 5 connected to the anniversary or a 5 connected to your son or you? Because he's showing me the 5 to validate that it's him. And now he's showing me a C. So is there a C connected somewhere? And I don't know what this is, but I'm hearing that I don't know who sings this song or who did this song, but it's like Dust in the Wind. Is that Boston? I don't know. The only 5 I can think of is that it's my life path number. Perfect. So I think he's just validating that this is him. Because I don't know your life path number. I wouldn't know that. And is there something in that life path number about like repeating lessons or repeating lessons? Oh my gosh, Lori, I'm sorry. That just made me so emotional because what an incredible validation. When I spread some of his ashes, the wind turned and it came right back in my face. I don't want to laugh, but wow. Oh, well, he's here. Okay. And he wants to help you because, okay, I'm finally learning the lessons and realizing that these are cycles I don't want to repeat. Yep. Perfect. Now, what I want to say with the grief, though, is grief is a tricky mother. And we it goes in waves and cycles. And so we do cycle, and the grief will be less, and we'll think, oh, gone through it, done it. And then it comes again. And so we really want to know that and not think that we've done anything wrong, not think that we have to correct anything. Just know that we've done a good job and we're going deeper. Because really what grief is, what I've come to know that grief is that it's an opportunity for us to learn how much love we are capable of and learn how to love on an even deeper level. And it's usually how to love ourselves, right? We've got all this love for these people that we've lost, and the grief is so heavy, but it's there to show us for us too. Okay, so Lori, these cards are from your son, and they're going to help. They're going to be for that you can, so that you can, it's going to be support for this grief, this time of grief that you're in. So the first one is vision. Okay. Guardian angel. Oh, I love that. And look at that orange on her head. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And that's all about the sacral chakra, right? The second energy center, which is all about relationships, children, and our joy. Okay. So know that what I love about this human life that we are living and experiencing is that the deep, deep lows that we experience, especially with grief and losing a child, the most unimaginable. My heart just goes to you, Lori, because it's the most unimaginable. I can't imagine it. But the deep, deep grief that we feel, the amount of joy that we can feel is directly commensurate. So the more grief that we allow ourselves to feel, the more joy we can feel. So it really is beautiful. Okay, and let's see what this beautiful has to tell us. Okay, this is a message about honoring your vision. It asks you to trust the mental images that you've been receiving as their answers to your prayers. Your prophetic visions will bring blessings to you and your loved ones. You know that they're heaven inspired because of their loving nature. Only follow the messages that only follow the messages that ask you to act on behalf of God's love. Your guardian angel is helping you clearly see the truth within your present situation. This involves a dual perspective. First, hold the intention to see the divine light within everyone and everything. This helps the highest possible outcome to occur. Have faith. Second, allow yourself to see earthly. Okay, here we go. This is just like what I was saying with Jen and everybody before that. Step one, step two, it's so clearly laid out. So, again, what is the first thing? First, hold the intention to see the divine light within everyone and everything. Second, allow yourself to see the earthly and human truth of the situation. Is someone or something out of balance with integrity? Admit this to yourself and clearly witness the perspectives and motivation of everyone involved. This can also be a message from your angels to have your physical vision checked or corrected. I don't think that's it. Your angels, I don't feel anything with that at all. Your angels surround your physical and spiritual vision with light. Look through their eyes and you'll see the best within yourself and life itself. Now, let me say this. I do feel maybe there's some itchy but it feels more like allergies. It doesn't feel like anything wrong with your vision. I want to be clear about that. Okay. So vision. And then we've got, Knight of Cups. Oh my God. Look at this one. These mushrooms are just insane. Purple Licania. Wow. Purple Lucaria, I think. Okay. Another water card, which goes right to the orange in this of the sacral chakra, right? That sacral chakra is governed by the element of water. So this Knight of Cups, and it was reversed. So that is reversed. So unclear decision, moodiness, murky water is clouding your passage. Your ideas seemed clear before, but now may seem uncertain. Don't let your emotions overrule your actions. Avoid making assumptions or jumping to hurtful conclusions. So to me, what this says is grounding, 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 Lori. Ground as much as you can, embodiment. My full moon thing would be perfect for you because you need to clean up and you need to clear to get your waters flowing right. And I want to just talk about this purple. Okay, all this purple that's there on the gills, that is all about like between, your third eye and your crown. So your connection has felt off, it's felt broken. And so you want to ground as much as you can. Get grounded. Okay? Lori says, "Oh, I'm a jumper." Laugh, LOL, get it, which I'm working very hard not to do. Okay, yes, I love that. Okay, so we've got those. Kay. All right, Kay, so I told you what we were going to draw some cards for. So I've got your mushroom card, and I'm going to draw your animal card right now. And what we're asking for with these cards is for guidance to what we want to shore up within you, like what will help us ground into that place of personal power so that you can make the decision that's in your highest good. Okay. Lori, you are welcome. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I appreciate that. Okay, so Kay, lizard, dream time. Pay attention to your dreams and visions. So Kay, are you a dreamer? Do you dream at night? Let's start there. Tell me about that. Poor little Joe. We've gone a long time and she needs her dinner. Okay. So pay attention to your dreams and visions. Okay, Kay. So Kay says yes. So I'm going to say before I even read anything in the book, let's start keeping track of those. And I want you to do it in a very neutral way. That's what's coming through. Do it in a very neutral way. Have a journal, have a special journal that is for your dreams, right? And I just want you to give an account of your dream. No analysis, no editing. No, I wonder what this means. I wonder, no, we just want to get it down. Some dreams I recall and others I don't, no problem. We only want to do this with the dreams you recall. And keep a log every day. So if you don't dream, or sorry, you're dreaming, if you don't recall them, say, don't recall. Okay. Or you might say, I don't recall the dream, but it feels like this. Like you might have a sense of like an essence of it or what it felt like, or, felt expansive, or it felt scary, or it felt, whatever. Does that make sense, Kay? Okay. So Lizard says there's a place underneath the conscious mind, below the instinctual self, where one's usual identity is dissolved and you are pure witness, observing your experience from a completely detached perspective. This place is called the dream time, where all apparent boundaries between self and others disappear. What remains is unadulterated awareness specific to you, yet at the same time expanded into the boundless universe. In this place that is at the very core of your experience, you also profoundly comprehend that you're simultaneously a body and something much greater than merely a body. The dream time is a place which is grounding you into your personal power, right? I love this so much. The dream time is a place where there's no sense of boundaries between your body and surroundings. In this mystical, surreal state of pure experience, you're always guided and protected by the wise and ageless inspiration of spirit. Your dreams and visions are the window into the absolute reality, so watch your dreams closely and pay attention to your visions. They will always guide you and lead you, but most especially at this time. So the additional words are ancient and spontaneous. And I love that because I can't remember this, okay, but didn't we talk about getting help from your family? Like your ancestors? And I know they aren't ancients, but that's what this feels like a lot. Um, and so, and again, the thing that I have to really stress is we want to write these dreams down without analyzing and ruminating. We just want to get them down very neutrally. Like if we were recounting our day to somebody, just like, I got up, I went here, I did this, I did that, I ate this, then I washed the dishes and whatever, right? Like just recounting your day. We want to do that with the dreams and just get them down and let them just kind of have space. So the mushroom card is the Tower card. Ooh, yellow, yellow netted. I can't read that word. Let me see. Yellow netted stinkhorn. Wow, that's interesting. Look at how interesting it is. Look at all that like lace work on that mushroom. That is just incredible. So now I don't know a lot about tarot, but I know that the Tower is a powerful card. So let's see what it says. And it is upright. So that is number 16. It is a fancy mushroom. It's just gorgeous. Okay. The stinkhorn mushroom is quite a sight, even more quite a smell. The phallic tower-shaped mushroom releases a foul goo full of spores that attract flies who dispense them as they fly away. The stinkhorn explodes from the ground with a force that can crack pavement. Wow, that's incredible. A mushroom can crack pavement? Talk about a tower, right? Oh my gosh. And powerful. Um, and then decays into a puddle, capturing the essence of the Tower card. Collapse, upheaval, explosive beginnings, and release. I love this. A monumental change is approaching. Can't make this up. With it comes new beginnings, but get as stable as you can. It's going to be a bumpy ride. This change is necessary for essential renewal. Keep your wits about you and your eyes on the horizon. Oh my gosh, I love that, Kay. That is so powerful because what that says to me is grounding into your personal power and making this decision isn't going to be easy, but once you do it, it is going to be exactly where you need to be, exactly where you're meant to be, exactly what you want. What a gift and what a fortuitous card. I love that. And again, okay, I got to say one thing. This mushroom that is powerful enough that it can crack concrete or pavement. Is that what it said? Pavement? Pavement. Pavement. Think of the power of that mushroom. Who would think that a mushroom, they're soft, they're kind of mushy, that they could have that amount of power to break through pavement? So that is speaking directly to you, Kay, and to the power that you have within yourself and the strength that you have within yourself. Don't doubt it. Stop doubting it. Stop doubting who you are. Stop doubting what you're capable of. Believe in you, trust in you, honor you. And insights into those dreams are going to really help that. Oh my gosh. Hi, Ashika. Is that how you say? Nice to see you on here. And I want to thank everybody for being here tonight and playing along with me. Like I said, I appreciate you guys and love you guys so much because without you, I can't do this. I don't have anybody to do this with. So I appreciate it. And without you, all these people would just be, all these spiritual energies would just be coming and talking to me, and I wouldn't have anybody to connect them with. So I appreciate it. I love you. If you guys need any more clarification, if you're wanting more clarification on anything that we said tonight, reach out to me. I'd love to chat. We can schedule some one-on-one time if that's what you'd like. I'd love, 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 love for you to be at my moon ceremony. I haven't done a moon event in, I think this is my first one in like 2.5 years because I was moving and then I moved and then I got here and then I just haven't done one. So I'm so excited to be back. And I'd love for you guys to join me. It's going to be beautiful. Again, we've got the support that is post event to keep you connected to the thread that you picked up at the event for the next 2 weeks. Because, that's what it's all about, right? It's about being in the full moon cycle and doing all the cleanup and everything to prepare for the new moon, which is all about the intentions and the goals and the action, right? They go hand in hand. That you don't want to have one without the other. They don't work as effectively. So we're going to do a lot of cleanup. We're going to do a lot of embodiment. We're going to get really clear. And then we're going to move with confidence and embodiment and massive grounding and massive connection to the new moon. So I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will put that link on Facebook because I know it's not there. And I forgot to say, if you guys need any products too, if you want products to help you to align with what you're going through right now, also message me for that. I love to do personal recommendations, and they're always really powerful. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful rest of your week, and I will see you for the next moon messages.